In IronCAD 2022 Product Update 1, you can now use the Control-C and Control-V type operations to restructure your assembly tree. In the past, you would simply drag a particular part or an assembly into the desired location inside the Scene Browser. This is useful, but when your Scene Browser gets large, it's difficult to locate where to paste. So now you can go into the Scene Browser and do a Control-C or Control-X type operation. For example, we'll start with this platform tubing and we'll do a Control-X to cut that element, and notice it was this element here. And we can go into the Scene Browser and find the location where we'd like to place that. For example, when I select this assembly, when I hit Control-V, it'll actually paste it directly below the selected assembly. So we've got this support leg assembly selected, and if we hit Control-V, it will paste it into that assembly just below that assembly icon. Now, one thing to note is when you're doing a Control-V, it doesn't paste it in place, it pastes it in the scene based on the orientation of your model. So it would actually use the structure or the anchor location of your assemblies to reorient or restructure the path for that particular part, which is not what we want to do in this particular case. So if we go ahead and hit undo by hitting Control-Z, I'll select that assembly again, and this time I'll use the Control-Shift-V, which will actually paste it directly in place where we would like that. You can also right-click on assemblies to access that command, paste in place as well. So a very handy tool to restructure your tree, and that will work with parts or assemblies. For example, we can select this one, do the same thing on our assembly. We can do a Control-X to cut it, select on the assembly where we'd like to place it, but in this time we actually want to move it below that platform tubing, so we'll just do a Control-Shift-V below that, and notice it'll come below that part in that scene, in the Scene Browser there. We can also select nothing, and if you wanted to move it back at the top, you can do a Control-V here at the top. It'll place it at the bottom of your scene tree. So a very handy tool to paste things out of your structure to the top level of your Scene Browser if you like. These are new commands in the IronCAD 2022 Product Update 1.